The Duke of York, 61, is currently involved in a civil lawsuit in the U.S. that has been brought against him by Virginia Giuffre, previously Virginia Roberts. The 38-year-old claims that Prince Andrew sexually assaulted her 3 times, including an instance in New York in 2001. The Duke has repeatedly denied the allegations. Earlier this month, a U.S. judge said a civil trial could take place late next year. For the case, Ms. Giuffre's lawyer David Boies said he would seek to depose between 8 and 12 people, including 2 British citizens. During the hearing, Mr. Boies said his list of potential witnesses included people he can't identify right now because I'm not sure who we will be able to get, and that investigation is ongoing. Andrew Brettler, who is heading up the Prince's legal team, added he will also seek a similar number of depositions. U.S. District Judge Lewis Kaplan in Manhattan, who is overseeing the case, asked if either side would make a formal request to legal authorities in the UK to get someone to sit for a deposition. This then sparked reports in the Telegraph that Andrew's former wife of 10 years, the Duchess of York, 62, could be among those questioned. However, Jay Patel, director at Lawrence Stevens, a London-based law firm, explained that marital privilege could prevent Sarah Ferguson from testifying against her ex-husband, if they wanted to draw upon any communications that took place while the pair were still married. He told Express.co.uk, marital privilege protects communications privately disclosed between a husband and a wife, and either spouse may invoke the privilege and prevent the other from testifying about the private marital communications in civil or criminal cases. He also added that the privilege does not protect non-communicative conduct or actions. The legal expert noted that in order to claim the marital communications privilege, Andrew or Fergie would have to show that the communication was made to meet 3 criteria. This criterion is that the communications took place during a valid marriage, that the communications were made in confidence, and that the conversations were made intentionally to convey a message to the other. He explained that marital privilege means that anything discussed between the pair while married is off limits to be discussed if the privilege is provoked by either spouse. He said, so whilst Ms. Giuffre's lawyers could seek to depose Sarah to give evidence, she and Andrew can provoke marital privilege in respect of communications that took place during the course of the marriage, even if such communications were relevant to the issues the court is required to address in the suit. Such communication took place during the marriage, may have been made intentionally to convey a message to the other, and were made in confidence. However, there are some exemptions as noted by Mr. Pitt. The privilege would not apply if Sarah witnessed conduct or actions by Andrew which supports Ms. Giuffre's suit. Also, the privilege does not apply, in respect of any communications made between Andrew and Sarah after they divorced. The legal director also explained that the communications after they divorced in 1996 would not be exempt, even if the pair remarried. He said, Andrew and Sarah do not need to remarry to claim marital privilege in relation to communications that took place during their marriage, and any subsequent remarriage would not protect communications that took place after their divorce. The legal expert noted though that it may be unlikely that the pair would claim the privilege. As he explains, it is highly unlikely there would have been any communications between Andrew and Sarah regarding Andrew engaging in an alleged extramarital affair with Ms. Giuffre or anyone else. Ms. Giuffre was an accuser of convicted sex offender Jeffrey Epstein, who died in prison in 2019. Within the suit, which sees Ms. Giuffre claiming unspecified damages from the Duke of York, she claims she was sexually assaulted by Andrew when she was 17 years old at the London home of Epstein associate Ghislaine Maxwell. She also claimed Andrew sexually abused her at Mr. Epstein's mansion in Manhattan, and on Mr. Epstein's private island in the U.S. Virgin Islands. In 2019, the Duke appeared on BBC's Newsnight, where he spoke out for the first time about his relationship with convicted sex offender Jeffrey Epstein. Andrew told interviewer Emily Maitlis that he had met Epstein through Epstein's then-girlfriend Ghislaine Maxwell, who Andrew met at university, in 1999. This contradicted an earlier claim from a former senior aide in 2011 that the pair actually met in the early 1990s. Despite being divorced for 25 years, both Andrew and Fergie remain close and live together at Andrew's home at the Royal Lodge in Windsor whenever she is in the UK. The couple have 2 children together, 33-year-old Princess Beatrice and 31-year-old Princess Eugenie.